They robbed you last week. At the store. Not with a gun, with paperwork. Legally. And the smartest part? They're betting you'll never connect it to them. I realized it on a Tuesday, 7:42 p.m., hardware aisle. I picked up the same drill I bought 2 years ago. Same brand, same box. $96. It used to be $80. No upgrade, no explanation. My jaw tightened, and I did what everyone does. I blamed inflation. I even nodded to myself. Supply chains, global chaos, makes sense. But it wasn't inflation. It was policy. Tariffs were never about punishing China. They were about charging you without triggering revolt. You don't actually care about trade wars. You care about stability. You care that groceries cost roughly what they cost last month. You care that the ground doesn't silently shift under you. That's why tariffs work. They don't show up as a tax. They show up as friction. A few extra dollars here, a quiet percentage there. And if the tax is invisible, the anger floats. Here's the destabilizing question. If the global trade system froze tomorrow, what would you actually own? Your house? Or access to a mortgage system? Your savings? Or digits inside a network someone else maintains? You don't work for wealth. You work to avoid the feeling of not having it. That feeling, the fear of slipping, is what tariffs quietly tax. Not your politics, your sense of normal, the illusion that stability belongs to you. Tariffs were older than income tax. Before governments taxed your paycheck, they taxed the gate. A ship docks. Crates marked iron, rum, textiles. A customs officer steps forward, 10% before a single barrel touches land. The merchant pays. The buyer never sees the receipt. They just notice prices inside the walls feel heavier. That is not a conspiracy theory. That is structure. Tariffs were elegant. They funded governments without visible bills. Later, they became weapons. Protect domestic industry. Punish rivals. Signal strength. Different speeches. Same mechanism. Charge at the border. Hide the cost inside. And if citizens blamed the market instead of policy, even better. In 2018, the United States imposed large-scale tariffs on Chinese goods, steel, aluminum, appliances. The message was simple. China will pay. Here's what happened. Importers paid first. Retailers adjusted. Consumers absorbed most of it. Washing machines? Up 12% in 9 months. About $86 more per unit. Dryers climbed too. Studies showed nearly the entire burden landed on buyers. Manufacturing jobs? Barely moved long-term. Some factories saw temporary bumps. Then the curve flattened. China redirected exports elsewhere. Vietnam, Mexico, Europe. Trade didn't disappear, it rerouted. Supply chains stretched, costs layered. And now something new sits on top of that structure. Every price increase is tested in real time. Algorithms measure what you tolerate. A $2 jump, no drop in sales. Raise it again. Your purchase history becomes data. Your tolerance becomes strategy. Your behavior becomes forecastable. Your freedom becomes a settings menu in someone else's dashboard. Agree with the politics or not? Irrelevant. The mechanism remains. Stop. Thursday morning, 8:13 a.m. Coffee in one hand, phone in the other. I'm staring at a checkout page, a charger I've bought 3 times before. $12 last year, $18 now. No feature added. No apology, just higher. And I catch myself thinking, guess that's just how things are. That sentence is the system winning. Tariffs come in different forms. Some are percentages of value, some are flat fees per unit. Some target specific sectors: steel, solar, semiconductors. Sometimes they expire, sometimes they stay for years. It doesn't matter which. Domestic companies raise prices too. Same product, higher tag. Blame the tariff. Consumers absorb it. Markets adjust, narratives spin. And suddenly, everyone acts like it's the most normal thing in the world. That's not ambition. That's obedience to a scoreboard. GDP up, deficit down, approval steady. Meanwhile, your grocery bill tightens. And here's the part people don't say out loud. Money doesn't store value. It stores relief. Relief that your card clears. Relief that the shelves stay stocked. Relief that nothing collapses today. Person A earns $60,000. They spend almost all of it. When prices rise 8%, they feel it immediately. Groceries, fuel, school supplies, utilities. They adjust lifestyle, delay purchases, switch brands. Person B earns $600,000. They own companies with pricing power, logistics exposure, energy stakes, global diversification. When tariffs increase costs, margins compress in one place and expand in another. Assets reprice, portfolios rebalance. One feels compression, the other feels insulation. This is not just a money difference. It is a dependency difference. One depends on stable prices, the other navigates volatility. One experiences the system, the other navigates it. Tariffs don't hit evenly. They never did. The system is not built for equal impact. It is built for sustainable impact. Manageable anger, manageable headlines, manageable shifts. That's how the system stays in control. Remove cheap imports, prices climb. Remove export access, entire shipments sit unsold. Warehouses fill, contracts collapse. Some producers never recover. Farmers, factories, small suppliers, they hold, they hold, they hold. And then suddenly, they don't. Markets feel permanent, borders feel solid, supply chains feel stable, until leverage shifts. And leverage always shifts somewhere, usually not where the speech pointed. The cost doesn't disappear, it relocates. Open your banking app, scroll through last month, find one item that costs more than it should. Don't justify it, just notice it. Now ask yourself, who are you when you realize you don't own stability, you rent it? Not financially, structurally. Because permanence was never part of the deal. Drop the item in the comments. Let's compare.